On today's interview, we have the honor to be accompanied by a very significant individual here on campus. I would like to begin by thanking our guest, Jose Perez Barboni, for taking the time from his very busy agenda to be here with us today. How does it feel to be back on campus?
Well, it's great, and my agenda is never too busy for FSU or for the students of this amazing institution. I had great memories when I just crossed the door again, so it's very good. You know, I'm a Seminole, my heart is a Seminole, so I always appreciate coming back to campus.
Why don't you give us a brief introduction about yourself so that our audience gets to know you a bit?
Well, my name is Jose Antonio Perez Barboni. I'm Deputy Elect for Circuit 83 here in Panama City. I'm 25 years old and I studied International Affairs with a minor in Public Administration here at FSU. After that, I began my professional path in the British Embassy, where I was undertaking roles as prosperity intern, and then I took the economic advisor role in the same institution. After that, I moved to another diplomatic mission, the Qatari Embassy here in Panama City. And after that, I moved to Australia to begin my journey as a hotel manager in North Queensland. After those experiences, I ended up studying aviation and I became a pilot, a private pilot. And after that academic experience, I began my journey in politics. That's where my campaign started. And I am very happy to represent youth now in the National Parliament here in Panama.
Nice. So as a former FSU student who graduated, as you said, with a major in international affairs and a minor in public administration, how do you think that the academic formation you received here at FSU impacted your future or has led you to where you are right now?
Well, I think it was great. You know, every class that I had here at FSU was very meaningful. Like, I remember all my professors and all the lessons that I learned from them. I always remember that, especially terms and topics like security, like global affairs, diplomacy were those of my favorites, and especially all those related to political science. So I feel like if you know how to appreciate the professors and what they are giving to you in those classes, you will put that into practice in your personal, professional, or academic life. And if you have a good personality, if you have a good disposition to always learn, to always try to ask the questions, to question the situations in your country that are not right, those things are going to make you a better individual. And I feel like FSU gives you the right tools to put that into practice every time that you go out there to the real world, right?
Yeah. And do you have like a course or courses that you can remember that were probably very significant to you?
Well, definitely all those that the professor Carla Pousa taught to me. I always remember all the lectures that I had to do. Professor Montufar with history. I feel like it was one of the most iconic courses I ever had in my life. Professor Montufar is a very interesting individual. You know, he knows a lot. He promotes your critical thinking, and I think those two professors will always have a special place in my academic heart, in my FSU heart, because they were very helpful, especially when I was here at FSU. I used to work at the same time, so if I had any questions related to my workplace or some things that were happening at my workplaces, the embassies, they would be very insightful, like, hey, yeah, I remember this case from that embassy in Lebanon, or that case in Qatar, or that case in China. So they would be very resourceful, and they helped me a lot.
Shout out to Dr. Montufar and Ms. Bosa.
Totally.
So speaking about your past, actually one of our club members was witness to your school debate era, and which we also know you brought into FSU. Do you think debate changed the way you saw the world?
Totally. I feel like I am the person that I am today because of my debate experience. And so many people that have been through debate, they totally develop a new personality, new character, new identities that made them the great professionals they are nowadays. You don't need to be involved in politics or international affairs or law in order to demonstrate that you were a good debater. Like you can be a scuba diver and you can be a captain of a ship or a plane, and if you went through debate, you will see that character, that identity, the way you perform your critical thinking, the way you communicate to other people is going to be way better. And I feel like it makes you a competitive person, but in the healthy way. By respecting the other person that you're talking to, by respecting when someone doesn't think the same things that you think, right? So it gives you tolerance, it gives you critical thinking, it makes you a better orator, communicator. So it has a lot of benefits to be part of a debate club or experience.
And do you think that debate influenced on your decision of what your major was going to be, or were you decided already?
100%. I remember that I wanted to be a pilot since I was 30 years old, but then I enrolled in the debate club back in my high school, Instituto Ateneo. And after those experiences in different committees like Crisis, like Cumbre de las Americas, National Assembly, Security Council, and other type of debates, that's where I figured that probably international relations, international affairs was the area that I needed to specialize on. And I always liked the administrative part, like numbers and like how states and governments and countries get the money, how they administrate money. That's why I was also interested in the public administration minor. But yeah, definitely debate was that guide to get to international affairs.
So I was going through your CV and saw that you spent some time, as you said, in Australia, about a year, is that right?
Yeah, that's correct.
You worked as a manager in Gilligan, is that pronounced?
Yeah.
Gilligan's Hotel and Resort. What's a cultural shock or shocks that you learned from Australia that you would like to share with the audience?
Well, that's really funny because the first thing that really caught my attention when I got to Australia was that people was walking barefoot just around the streets. Like they don't really wear sandals or shoes or sneakers. They were just barefoot. You know, it's so different for you to get into a supermarket. Like imagine two people in Panama going to, I don't know, El 99, El Rey, and then you see people barefoot, you know? That was really weird, and I also remember that when I was partying or going out, let's say with friends or with some people from my workplace, the music was really, really bad. Was really bad, but I mean, it's a different culture, it's a different atmosphere. As a Latino, you're used to like reggaeton and salsa and all that cool music, and then suddenly you're partying with, I don't know, Shakira, but like really old songs or Eminem. So yeah, it was weird, but at the same time, I feel like they're very, very cool people. Like they accept you really fast. They're not that close, you know. They open their country to other people, to other cultures, and I'm very thankful for that because it was a great year, and I learned a lot from a country that develops tourism the right way, and that's exactly what I want to do now.
And why a year? Why not stay more?
Well, it was pretty much because of the visa and the migration situation over there, that if you want to stay for another year, you have to get a visa for a year. And I knew that I didn't want to stay for another year, it was too much. And I was pursuing my aviation certificate, my private license, pilot license. And yeah, I knew that I wanted just to save some money and then move to Argentina to get the license. That's where I got the license from, Argentina.
Okay, so jumping from topics, yeah, you have a broad like educational background from being an internationalist to also a licensed broadcaster and a private pilot. Why suddenly choose politics? Was there like a specific scenario for you to take a step forward into this difficult field? And I say difficult field because I think that entering politics you have had to give up some privacy, a lot of you have had to sacrifice time with family and friends. Why choose politics?
Yeah, it really hurts when these type of opportunities get to your life, because even though you got like a position as the one that I got, you have to sacrifice a lot. And sometimes people, for example, are like, "Hey, how are you? Are you happy?" I'm like, "No, I'm tired. Like I'm already tired." And why? Like I don't have time with my family, with my friends. I have to spend a lot of time drinking coffee with people that I really know, but they want to promote laws or ideas. And that's great, like I love it because I'm learning a lot, but at the same time, it's very difficult, you know. And when you ask me about how did I choose politics, I feel that politics shows me in a way, because when I was 18 years old, after all that debate experience, I was just getting to the British Embassy. I was getting to international affairs here in FSU. Also, Ricardo Lombana, drafted me in a way. He followed my debate career. He followed my different, TV expositions that I had, the opportunities that I had to be in different shows and different programs. And from that opportunities that I think Lombana saw potential, he gave me the opportunity to be the leader of the youth movement in his previous political campaign. And I feel that it was such a beautiful opportunity for me because I met a lot of people from other places around the country. I met people from different realities, from different backgrounds, and it's the way politics should work. When you get to socialize with other people, when you get to learn from other people, you get to help other people, and especially for promoting the right way to do politics. And I feel that Otro Camino, that is the party that I represent now, really gave me the opportunity to choose politics, but in the right way.
Okay, nice. And you said you were not going to re-elect for the next elections, right?
Yeah.
Do you plan on pursuing any of the other occupations you have after your time ends?
Yeah, I think it's too soon for me to call, but I feel that I wanna keep studying, I wanna keep learning. Actually, right now, I already enrolled in my next academic challenge, that is law and political science. So it's gonna be happening at the same time with me in the national parliament. And after that, I feel like I want to do a master's, probably in something that I feel like I really want to specialize my career. It can be something related to aviation, it can be something related to business. I don't have any specific figure in my head right now, but I feel like it's going to be related to studying. And after that, if I finish and I can come back to serve my country, I'll do it. But I don't think I will aspire to any future positions.
So you're almost like a historical character right now. You're considered to be the youngest elected deputy in your electoral circuit, is that right?
Well, that's true, yeah.
Did you ever feel sort of intimidation or insecurity about taking the decision to be involved in politics, especially because of your age, or probably were you feeling inexperienced in a way, especially here in Panama, because I think we can all agree that Panama has shown to have, for politics to have an ugly side.
Yeah, that's true. I'm gonna look at the camera right now for this one because a lot of people is gonna tell you that because you're young, you're not capable of doing something, and that's totally false. And every day I used to wake up more prepared because I was reading, I was training, I was getting advice by really good people. So just make sure that if you're gonna undertake a challenge, you surround yourself with the right tools, and the right tools start with yourself by studying. The right tools start with you getting surrounded by people that knows what they have to tell you. And I feel that because of that atmosphere that I had next to me, is that I really felt secure about my decision. I felt that I was ready to undertake the challenge. And every day I felt that I was one of the most prepared candidates for this position. And it's not because of my age, it's not because I feel that I am entitled to that statement, it's because I was getting prepared. And that's exactly how you demonstrate security.
Okay. Regarding this year's electoral cycle, I think that we all can agree that there was this high level of empowerment to the young generation, especially regarding the vote. I think that many of that young individuals eventually gave you the vote. Do you think that you carry some weight on your shoulders for being almost a representation of the young generation? Or are you afraid to not be able to fulfill some self-expectations that you have on your role as elected deputy?
Both of them. I feel that my first responsibility is with the youth. Like if I don't make effective legislation for youth, I fail. And that's exactly the pressure and the type of commitment that I need to deliver to these people that, as you said, I'm really grateful because they gave me the vote. I know that most of my votes come from that group age of people from 18 years old to 25 years old, and I have to represent them. And how am I going to do it? I have to, for example, provide the right procedures to give a scholarship. I have to give them the right chance to those young medics that are getting to the system that right now the government doesn't allow any budget or money for them to start their practices or their internships in the different hospitals around the country. I need to provide more ways for them to discover the world. I have the opportunity to travel around the world because of different programs that other countries provide to Panamanian citizens and to European citizens. Now I need to make sure that more Panamanians get the chance to discover the world as well. So I have clear objectives, I have the right ways to do it, I have clear plans that you can see them in my proposals. So I need to deliver them in order to feel fulfilled with what I am doing now.
Well, I guess you're not the only one feeling this kind of pressure. Have you had some sort of similar conversation with any of your candidate members or your deputy members?
Yeah, I hope I am not the only one because that would be very difficult for me to deliver alone. But yeah, I had conversation with other MPs that will join the national parliament in the upcoming days. And I feel that we have a good and broad vision of what we have for the youth here in Panama. So hopefully they just have the same energy and commitment that I have, because I know myself and I know that I won't rest until I gather all these milestones that I want to get through the national parliament period, right?
So highlighting your role as elected deputy, how do you think your proposals will be beneficial, especially to the younger generation?
Well, I feel that they will change education. They will change the way we appreciate the profile of students that want to get rewards if they are good in school, if they are good in other activities like sports or art or culture. I feel that my role will also help future pilots that want to enter the system, that want to get the opportunity to fly planes, to fly helicopters, to be in that adventurous atmosphere. I know that my role will also help tourism, and that's one of my biggest flags, because I feel like that's the best way to give a first job opportunity to someone, through tourism, through hospitality. So I know that with these three areas, I will be able to, provide these opportunities to the young professional generation that we have in Panama.
Okay. Now, to wrap up our interview, there's the last question. It's probably the most personal question of all. But if right now you had in front of you a younger version of yourself with the experience that you now have, what advice would you give your younger self that you would have liked to be given?
Wow, that's a question that no one has asked me before in another interview. But I would say, just keep going. You're on the right track. Maybe I would say that you have to behave better because I was very mischievous when I was younger. But just stay on that track. Just keep pushing and just keep practicing sports. Keep practicing the other disciplines that my parents really wanted for me to develop that character, to develop that discipline, to develop that attitude that I have towards life now. So I would be proud of that younger kid.
And do you think that advice would apply to the younger generation now, or would you give an additional advice?
Yeah, I would definitely give a different advice as well, and is make sure you always prioritize yourself. Like, don't let anyone to hurt your dreams. Don't let anyone to tell you where you should go or what you should do. Like, just keep your essence and always be loyal to that essence, because it will take you really far.
Well, thank you for having us. It was an honor to do your interview today.
Thank you.
I hope you have a nice day.
Thank you very much.